If you go to evernote.com/privacy, you'll find the 3 laws of data protection. Clicking here, you'll of course find the 3 laws. Your data is yours, your data is protected, and down here we have your data is portable. I especially like this part here by making it possible for you to leave at any time. We are forever motivated to build great things so that you want to stay. I don't know when they first added the 3 laws to the website, but what I can tell you for sure is that they were here back in 2008 when I started using the app. And because Evernote was a pioneer on its market, its file format, which is based on XML, quickly became a standard. And many apps, if not all, that came after Evernote could import and still can import Evernote's file format. Those apps don't use Evernote's file format, but most of them, again, if not all, can import that file format. Anyway, that's why anyone can leave at any time, and that's what made it possible for many of you to leave when you were not comfortable about the Bending Spoons acquisition. Which brings us to one of Federico's recent tweets. We are testing a nice little utility to make your life easier when importing stuff into your account. And if we click here, you can see that he's talking about DOCX, HTML, text files, and Markdown files. However, under how to import from, we can also see Apple Notes and OneNote, which I don't think use any of these formats. And as you know, I'm constantly testing and experimenting with many apps, so I'm eager to test this. I have already asked for access to it, so let's see if I can break it. I have this crazy idea to get a note, export a note from Evernote to another app, then to another app, and then bring it back to Evernote to see how it ends up becoming, if it's we'll see. Anyway, one thing that I'm already perceiving is a shift in the data flow direction. I don't have any statistics, but judging by the comments I'm getting on my videos, many people are moving their data back to Evernote. And maybe that's why Evernote is working, or Bending Spoons is working on this utility. So here's a tip from someone who is constantly experimenting with this data move flow from one app to another. Don't do it all at once. Group the information. Let's talk about notebooks in Evernote or folders in Obsidian. Group that information, export that group, test, export, test the import, export, import process. Make sure everything is the way you want it to be. And one thing that you have to keep in mind is that it's not going to be 100% perfect. It is never perfect. And that's why exporting and importing in batches is a good idea. First, it is easier to see if something didn't work, and it's easier to fix these little groups of information, these batches of information. And then, and the other good thing about doing it like this is that you can learn with the process. Each time you export a new batch, you learn and you improve the next move, the next import, export, or export, import. I don't know, it depends on the, the direction. You get the point. But doing it like this will help you with keeping the problems in a container and also improving as you go. Each new import export will be better. And again, if something goes wrong, just delete that data, delete that notebook, and start over again. It may take more days, weeks, or even months, depends on your pace, but trust me, it's better than ending up with this giant pile of notes, this big mess that you then have to organize each note every day. It's not a place where you want to be. Trust me, do it step by step, group by group, batch by batch. It's a much better approach. All that said, I can clearly see Markdown becoming the de facto format used by note-taking apps. Many of them use the Markdown as the file format, and most of them will import and export Markdown files, which also has its variations, but we better stick with a format. And of course, I would love to see Evernote embracing it as well. Okay, this is it for this one. If it was helpful, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to help even more, please think about becoming a Patreon, a YouTube member, or buying me a coffee. Thanks for watching. See you soon.